What is up, guys? This is AlintheaYoh coming here to you today with a debut deck profile of my lawn mowing school servant deck. Now, in this set we have had some lovely new support in the form of lawn mowing and also White Princess. So without further ado, we'll go straight into it and I shall show you how this deck works. The new format that I'm going to do as well is that there's going to be a replay video following this on the next day. So today, obviously, there will be the profile, and then tomorrow there will be a replay video showing the combos and going over some things. So yeah, so that's the new format that I'm doing. Instead of just tacking on one replay at the end, we're going to be more in depth. So without further ado, we have 3 King of the School Servant, one of the most important cards of the deck because he is your big beater. He can go up to like 15k, and it's not actually that difficult to do so. Normally in the previous build you would have King around say like 4 or 5k, between 3 and 5k. Now you are comfortably 7k plus, even without resolving lawn mowing. So it's absolutely amazing, really great card. I just wish that we had an immunity to monster effects because that'd be awesome. Next up, one of the brand new cards. This is absolutely insane. If you don't know what it is, this is White Princess, a new addition to the family. White Princess is a light level 3 zombie monster, 1600 attack and 0 defense, so pretty decent stats for a level 3. Its effect is basically you can send it from your side of the field or hand to reduce the monster's attack on the field by the level or rank by 300. So basically, if a monster on the field is a rank 4 or a level 4, it loses 300 per its level or rank, so that means it loses 1200 attack and defense. So not only is it really good for being able to protect yourself from a possible OTK, it also means that you can just OTK your opponent in the fact that you can say, okay, well, White Princess activates effect, Mizuki bring back King, attack over. Even if you have King on the field and use the effect, King only loses 300 attack. So it's absolutely amazing. The other really good thing about White Princess that helps with the combos is if you play School Servants in any way, shape or form, you'll know that the original Lady in the White is a very important card with Mizuki and also with Nizambe because it's your level 3 and you normally have Nizambe as your level 5 tuner. So that makes it into 8, so you can go into a Mega, Void Ogre Dragon, so on and so forth. But Lady didn't do anything. Now with White Princess, it means that you can get extra value out of it because you're special summoning it, and it's when you normal special summon you can send a White Prince to the graveyard, very important effect. It means that you actually get to get value out of it. So it's really good for that, and just overall I think it's fantastic and it's been working so well, and I do love it. Next up we have the 3 White Prince and then obviously the 3 vanillas. So obvious reason, we're playing a lawn mowing 60 card deck, so there's a lot of milling going on, so it makes sense just to have all of these, and it works well. I wouldn't cut it down to 2 or anything like that in this build. I don't really see the point in it, and it's just been working great. Next up, for the other members of the family, we have 3 Lady in the White. Still a very important card, especially with back row. Normally you'll summon out this, then you'll summon your King so you can protect it. A lot of people forget the fact that they can't destroy level 3 or lower zombie monsters except herself by battle, and also that they are also invulnerable to spell and trap cards, so you catch a lot of people out with that, and yeah, it's their own fault and you normally win. 3 Maer, it's still an amazing card. It means that you can banish things, mainly banishing like your King off the Omega, or if you use, King off the Allure, or if you use Left Arm Offering, which you do in this deck, and you get rid of a King, you can set up for this later on. So yeah, that's still really good. 3 Mizuki. Mizuki is still amazing and even better in this deck. And this version I'm running Shadows, so you'll see a little bit of a useful thing that Mizuki has in here as well. So we'll move on swiftly. Nizambe is another one at 3. We have 60 cards, we can put a lot of same copies in, and you don't actually break as much as you think. 3 Shiranui Solitaire, and that is it for the main zombies in this deck, the main combo pieces. So the Shiranui is really important, Solitaire, because it means that you can not extend as much with a Nizambe, that you can only just send to make it a level 4, and then you can just bring this back. So the normal turn 1 play is this is a 1 card like Omega, for example, because you normal summon this, activate the effect, special out a Nizambe, this goes to the grave, Nizambe effect, send a Mizuki to the graveyard to make it level 4, then special summon this, you go into an Omega. So, and then you can put the Mizuki back. So that's just a very basic play that you do with Shiranui Soldier. Shiranui Soldier? Don't know why I'm saying that. Shiranui Solitaire. So going on to the Shadow engine. So there was a big throw up between Light Swans and Shadows in this version, and I felt that Light Swans were good and aggressive, but Shadows were better for the just instant milling factor. And what I mean by that is Light Swans obviously have Felice and they have Wolf for instant targets to do something when they go to the graveyard. However, Shadows, everything does something, and it means that you can interrupt your opponent with like a Dragon Pop, or you can just set up a lot of different plays. You can get draws off Beasts, so that's why I went for Shadows, and also the extra monsters are pretty good. So we have 3 Shadow Beasts. It's mainly to get your draws, really good to get rid of with, for example, like Agha's effect and all that. But Beast I find really important, and at 3 it's really good. Doesn't really clog that much at all. I thought it might, but because it is a 60 card deck, it's actually fine. 2 Hedgehog, this is just to, for example, search out like a Beast if I need it, or anything like that. It just completely depends, but it's there to kind of fix some certain hands, and it's good like that. Martyr is mainly here to send either the Beast or the Dragon to pop a back row, so that's really good. So Martyr, you know, if you know Shadows, you know where this is going. The 1 Dragon, this is just because personally right now I would just have 1 main deck. If you have more if you go up against a back row heavy deck, then I would side more for sure. So yeah, Shadow Dragon is good. And then the 1 Falco, honestly you only really need 1 Falco in my opinion. Then for the 2 last monsters, we have a Plague Spreader zombie. You might be thinking, well, why is Plague Spreader in here? I actually found Plague Spreader is a really good combo fixer. So a lot of the times you will be having loads of different monsters out on the field, and this is probably one of the best cards to get to Trishula, because the amount of times that this will be in the graveyard and I'll be like, or in my hands, and I'll be like, okay, well, I'm just going to activate Norden, special summon out a level 3, summon this or bring this back. I have a instant Trishula. And just in general, it fixes a lot of different plays, and it allows you to extend a lot, and a lot of people do forget about it. Especially what's really nice, if you draw any of your combo pieces, like the School Servants, like the Vanilla. A few times I've done this, I'll have had a Vanilla in my hand and not used all of them, put the Vanilla back on top of the deck, summon this, and then summoned out like a lady, or sorry, a White Princess, and then being able to mill them all. So it's a really good hand fixer and combo fixer, and I do like it. Then we have 1 Fairy Tale Snow. I may bump this up to more because it's such a good card. But you know, it's a lawn mowing deck, you put Fairy Tale Snow in, it's a brilliant card. So yeah, I may consider putting up more, but I need to do a bit more testing on that one. So that's all the monsters. Going into the spells, we have the MVP of the deck that, well, the card that makes everything work. And that is The Grass Looks Greener. So if you don't know what this does, it's basically the difference of number in my deck compared to your deck card amount. I basically mill until we have equal amounts of cards in our decks. So because I'm playing a 60 card deck and you're playing, for example, a 40 card deck, if I go first and we both draw 5 cards, I'm sending 20 cards to the graveyard. So, you know, this card is just absolutely insane. Possibly one of the most potential cards that can be banned right now. Just because if it is utilised, it's just stupid. And you might think, well, it's very inconsistent to get to it. Well, I will fix some of those coming up now, but the card is amazing. It's the whole reason for the deck. Next up we have 3 Left Arm Offering. This is to get to your the grass is always greener, or the grass looks greener. I'm going to call it lawn mowing because that's what it was in the OCG, and I'm just used to that now. So if you hear me say lawn mowing, I'm referring to this right here. Left Arm Offering is really good because obviously it gets to your lawn mowing very much quicker. The best thing about this though, and the amount of times I've done this, if you open up this and lawn mowing, you're just like, okay, that's fine. I don't need to search out my lawn mowing. I can search out any of my other spells, and you'll see them in a little bit, but some of the most disgusting things that I have done in this deck is Left Arm Offering, banish my hand, because you need 2 or more in your hand and you banish them, and they're face up so you can interact with them later. That's what I was on about with King and White Maer earlier. Left Arm Offering, search out Raigeki, activate Raigeki. Banish Mizuki, summon King for game. There's just so many disgusting things you can do with this card, and I love it. So yeah, Left Arm Offering is great. Another card you can search with Left Arm Offering is Shadow Fusion. Because I'm running Shadow Fusion, obviously I can send like my Beast and my, for example, other zombies to the graveyard to get some benefit. The really cool thing is with Shikanaga, I need an Earth target and a Shadow. I can just send Mizuki to the graveyard, which is pretty disgusting. So yeah, Shadow Fusion works really well in this deck. That's why I like it more than the Light Swarm variant, because this doesn't clog as much as like the Charger Light Brigade, even though it doesn't really clog as such, but you know what I mean. And also the Solar Recharge that does clog pretty heavily. So going on from that, we have 3 Instant Fusion. Instant Fusion is just amazing with the new Fusion Monster, Fusion Tuner Zombie, which I'll get to in a little bit. It's just great, and also for your Northern access, solid card. Next up we have 3 Allure of Darkness, just generic drawing. Some people said, oh, you don't really need it because you know you're just going to mill it. No, you still need Allure of Darkness. You are still playing 60 cards and any drawing cards will be good. And I know I haven't put in Upstart Goblin like in my video this time. 2 Twin Twister, popping back row is always good in my opinion, discarding things, fueling your graveyard. The 1 Foolish Burial, because it's still a good card regardless, you'll always have targets to send to the graveyard. The 1 Book of Life, I find Book of Life really nice because it means that you don't have to waste some of your Mizukis. This is another potential one that can go up into more copies, but you can search it with Left Arm Offering if you're in a bit of a pinch. The 1 Burial from Different Dimension, this is disgusting searching with Left Arm Offering. It's just absolutely amazing and it's really unfair a lot of the time. So yeah, Burial is really good. I wish Konami would put it up to more than 1, but I don't think that's going to happen. The 1 Soul Charge just to make some unbreakable, ridiculous boards. The 1 Raigeki, because searching Raigeki is good. And then for the 60th card, first time ever on my 60th deck, we have a 1-for-1 because it's actually still really good. There's a lot of level 1s in this deck that you can search, and being able to summon a king out as well is pretty nice. So going on to the extra deck, just to show you what it is like, we have the 1 Trishula Dragon of the Ice Barrier. Trishula will always be in this and it's so easy to get to. It's ridiculous. You can just have, for example, like a Uni-Zombie and an Instant Fusion and you've basically made Trishula, because you can use Uni-Zombie, send like a White Prince to the graveyard, White Prince effect kicks in, then you can Instant Fusion to go into Northern. Northern brings back the White Prince, you've got a level 4, level 4, level 1, Synchro into Trishula, and then you have another White Prince effect going off. So you've been able to send like 5 cards to the graveyard just off basically a 2-card combo. So that's really good. 1 Omega, just because the extra deck is really tight, you can normally just shuffle it back in if you don't need it. But sometimes I do miss having 2. The 1 Void Ogre Dragon, because normally you will have Left Arm Offering your hand away, so you don't have a hand, so you can really just power into this one. The 1 Stardust Dragon, I know in 2017 in an extra deck, right? Reason why Stardust Dragon is in here is because it's easily made, and also because Zodiac Trident is a thing. Being able to pop a monster is a bit annoying, but if I can force my opponent into thinking, well, he's going to make an extra deck monster, so I'll just pop that, I could just go into Stardust and be like, I'm just going to continue in my plays now. Even though Trident isn't actually a problem, honestly, the amount of resources that you mill off Left Arm Offering is insane. Showing you Shogun Saga, this is just for some any big punches, and this also works with the new Fusion Zombie Monster, so you get an extra 2-2. So it goes up to 5-2, which is pretty nice. Blabberize Dragon is a win condition for this deck. If you resolve Lawn Mowing, you go into this, your opponent can't stop it, you've won. Because I'm pretty sure you'll have milled enough zombies so you can go, or at least enough Skull Servants so you can just poke them for game. So yeah, it's pretty disgusting. And for the Synchros, the 1 Coral Dragon, pretty useful card, getting some stuff out of your hands and also trying to pop anything or trying to bait out any other monsters your opponent might have. Or back row is pretty good. The Shadows, we have 2 Shikanaga. As I said earlier, Mizuki is my main target for this, so Shikanaga is a really good one at that. 2 Winder, because this absolutely destroys Zodiac. The turn 1 boards that I've done is like a 7k King of Skull Servant, an Omega, and this, and a Fairy Tale and Snow, a Fairy Tale Snow Engrave. Yeah, good luck breaking that. That's pretty difficult. So yeah, the Winder is really, really good, and obviously it can't be destroyed by card effects, so Trident can't actually pop it. Next up, we have the brand new 1 Sea Monster of Fetus. This is just our generic tuner. Really good plays you can do with this is just some very simple stuff. If you have a bit of a horrible hand, you can just summon like the new White Princess, send to the graveyard, then summon out this. Then you have a rank or a level 8 synchro play. And just in general, I said you can banish it with You can banish it with the Shogun Saga. You can bring it back with Mizuki because instant fusion actually fusion summons the monster. It doesn't say just special summon, it says fusion summon that monster, so that's why it's so good. And yeah, it's just absolutely brilliant, to be honest. The one Norden, of course we run Norden, we run instant fusion. The one Abyss Dweller, this is just here if I go against any like mirror stuff or Infernoids or anything like that. You know, Abyss Dweller is just really good. In Castel I found that, normally Castel would be in here instead of this, but I found Abyss Dweller is just a bit better this format. And then finally the one Levier Sea Dragon, because we have more level 3s in the deck. We technically have 3 sets of 9. Or 3 sets of 3, so 9 of them. And going into Levier is pretty good because as well, if you banish your hand with the left arm offering, it means you can just get some back. So that is it, guys. That is the deck profile of my School Servant Lawn Mowing. It's a really fun deck, really, really good. A lot of the times I don't really struggle against Zodiac. If I go first or second, I don't really struggle. It's unless they, for example, I activate like left arm offering and they like Macrocosmos or something, then okay, cool, you got it, that's yours. But yeah, overall, it's just a really, really good deck. I really enjoy it, and make sure to stay tuned for the video tomorrow. That's going to be coming with all of the different replays and such, so you can see how the deck functions and works. So let me know down in the comment section below what you think of the deck. Make sure to give me a like, comment, subscribe, and I shall catch you guys later.